What is good, YouTube? It's A-Fizzle here on this Friday, July 18, 2025. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. Hope everyone's has had a great work week. Hope is having a great July, 4th of July was 2 weeks ago, and the next holiday up on deck is Labor Day, which will be on September 1st. But yeah, I wanted to do a La Crib today because uh, I'm long overdue. I haven't done one since middle of May, and I kind of want to talk a little bit right quick. I'm sure some people will come in at some time, so I'll try to read the comments as I see them, if I do see them. If you pop in, make sure you state your claim. I'm probably not going to open the roundtable session today because it's not that type of stream. You may hear some music in the background because I'm in Kashana. Um, I do want to talk about the events right quick. And actually, since this is a crib, we can talk sports because I do got some things to say sports wise. So first and foremost, let's talk about the events right quick. I know. I feel like I need to give y'all a clear consensus of what's going on with the events and stuff. Now, obviously, I made a video Monday. I recorded two videos on Monday. They both went up on Wednesday. And just explaining some things. I don't want to sound a broken record. Obviously, you keep saying the same thing, like because if you watch those videos, you know how I feel right now. City of Columbus and Atlanta are on punishment. Um, that don't mean I'm gonna stop going outside here in Columbus, but it's gonna be very, very few places I will be going to Columbus. At least for this week and next week, maybe the rest of the month. Give everybody a chance to clean their shit up. Uh, in Atlanta, you got thrown in the crossfire because of what I've been hearing on tabloids and stuff. I don't want to be around that environment right now if y'all gonna be doing that. Now, with that being said, there is a party going on in Atlanta tomorrow. You may or may not have heard about it. Depends who you follow here on YouTube. Am I going to that party? I don't know. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. What I am going to say is you'll know tomorrow what happens. You'll know tomorrow what happens. But have been invited to other parties here in Columbus as well. One is in the daytime, and the other one's at night. So it's possible for me to make both parties. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to catch Odd Alice in Dadeville because something got to give. It's like either I can go to Dadeville and catch Odd Alice, or I can go to this party in Columbus. I think that's a very easy choice. Now, as far as this party in Atlanta, it's going to be going on around the same time as the nighttime party. But the good thing is, earlier for the night party here in Columbus. So it can be a situation where I go to this first party in the daytime, maybe stay for an hour, and then jet up to Atlanta for that party, and then come back to Columbus for the nighttime party. It can happen. I'm not saying it will happen, but not surprised to make all these parties. He's made up. To make those. So there you have with that. As far as any events, there's not really much to talk about event wise. Like I said, 4th of July is pretty much done. And then you had the street food Saturdays last week, and it's actually going to be something similar to that tomorrow downtown Columbus. Whereas there's going to be some food. Another shop here in Columbus is doing some type of pop up thing. Let me slow down a little bit because they doing a slow down Columbus saying this weekend, so they are really out here. But yeah, as I was saying, okay, they're not moving. Also, yeah, so they're gonna have some food trucks and stuff. I may go check them out. Um, That's not guaranteed. The only reason I won't go because of the food truck. So it's a food truck I wanted to try. I think they're gonna be there tomorrow, but it's not set in stone quite yet. Only time will tell with that. But as far, but like after that, there's next Saturday is my family get together. I need to get a service truck in my car. I'm probably gonna do it sometime in August. I'm gonna have to do it sometime in August. I'm not gonna have a choice now that I think about it. But I do need to get a retwist too. So they may be happening next Saturday. That's up for debate right now because I do get paid next week, and I don't know how early I'm gonna get paid. So because my check fluctuates, so I don't want to make any set plans as far as like my retwist until I know for sure how my money looks. Because like I said, I do need to get a service check. That's also on the dock. Oh damn, they really out here. And I also plan on going to Florida in a couple of weeks too. That's not set in stone, but it is something on the dock, which is why I'm not trying to do too much these next couple of weeks because I want to save my money and go to just spend it when I need to, like for my retwist, and for my like my essential, and my essentials, my toiletries and the service check. But other than that, I'm trying not to spend too much money next couple of weeks, so I'm probably not gonna be doing too much anyway. I feel like here in Columbus, the last hurrah is already went through. That's another sheriff right there. They are out here. But yeah, so yeah. But like I said, I got my family get together next Saturday on the 26th. I don't know how long I'm gonna be at this get together, so I don't think I'm gonna be there all day. It's gonna be 97. As of right now, the temperature set to be 97 degrees. And, I try to, it's really hard to withstand that summer heat. This summer heat we got here in Georgia, so that's why I barely. That's why if I do go outside, I don't stay in events too long. Like even with last week's event, when I went to the Bluebell thing, which there's no footage of that. But then later on, went to the Street Food Saturdays. I was outside a lot last Saturday. It didn't catch up to me, so I was good. But damn, it does take a toll for real when you just really be outside, in that heat. And this is gonna be but next week is gonna be even worse. So yeah, we got two people in the building. So state your claim. Let me know who you are. I got a feeling I may know who one may be, but I'm not gonna say names. But yeah, I'm gonna try to go through 27. But yeah, so yeah, after the family get together, like I said, the trail really goes cold unless Chattanooga, unless Bud and Betty performs at Bud's in Chattanooga. That may be the next adventure if it's between now and football season. Uh, which is going to segue to what I really want to talk about in a minute too, like as far as football. So yeah, right now the trail is going cold. There's really no major events here in Columbus coming up. I know there was a concert series going on in the Midland area, but that's over with now. I think the last one was I feel like the last performance might have been the night I was at. I feel like the last performance was a couple weeks. It wasn't the 4th of July. No, it wasn't 4th of July. 'Cause I wasn't really outside the 4th of July weekend. That is, I was at the game. I was at the Clean House game 4th of July. And then obviously I didn't make it in that area last weekend, because I didn't go to Soho, and somebody who's dear to Soho passed away recently. They did something for it. I forgot all about that event when I was at the Street Food Saturdays, and I didn't even make it in that area. So but they got somebody stating their claim, which I already knew who it was. I mean, make sure I'm driving. So Dashy says he is hoping the Reds will prove the haters and media pundits who think they're going to miss the playoffs and be sellers and the trade deadline wrong. We got the Mets for a 3-game series in New York. Please beat the Mets. Um, the Braves play the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken, this weekend. So I hope we kick the Yankees' ass. Even though I don't hate the Yankees, I always want to whoop their ass though, because it's the Yankees. They're like the standard in baseball. Well, not this year. They've been on something lately too, though. So maybe Braves may have a chance in this series against this Yankees this weekend. I'm not going to be like some Braves fans to be like, "Oh, we gotta get swept." No, fuck that. We got a chance. Braves definitely got a chance. They just got to show up. The team just got to be a cohesive unit. If they can do that, they got a chance to at least take 2 or 3 for the Yankees. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't even know what the Braves record is. I think it's like 39-50, some shit like that. I know right before the All Star break, they just took 2 or 3 for the St. Louis Cardinals. That was right after losing 2 or 3 to the nameless, homeless A's. But I don't know what the fuck's going on with the Braves when they played it. When they played the A's, because last year they played the A's and lost. And the A's were like one of the worst teams in baseball, and Braves lost 2 or 3 to them that year. I just don't fucking know what's going on with this team when they play like. Yeah, dude. They play down the competition. That's the problem. Which they need to stop doing. I wish they stopped playing down the competition. In all seriousness, it's really aggravating as a Braves fan to watch that happen. I know some Braves fans feel the same way. It's like, goddamn, stop playing down the competition. When you play against cellar dwellers and all that, you got to take advantage of that. You got to win those series. You got to at least take 3 or 4, 2 or 3, and not speak. Perfectly speak, but damn, ridiculous. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the Yankees. But yeah, like I said, I don't really hear anything about anything else popping up between now and middle of August, which means the next type of vlog you will likely, well, you might get some tonight. We'll see. I'm actually on my way to LaGrange right now as we speak. They're doing like a block party, and you know me, when it comes to block parties, I'm going. And then maybe if I go to this party tomorrow in Atlanta, not in Columbus, but Atlanta, you may get some footage there too. We shall see. I'm not making any promises. Just keep your eyes and your ears open for all things A-Fizzle Productions. Good Daniel Berry. Happy Friday to you. And Dashy says, at least the National League won the All-Star game. Andrew Albert went 1-2-3 in the top of the 6th inning. Not all Reds pitchers are bad at the All-Star game. Yeah, I did watch the All-Star game. I sort of watched the All-Star game Tuesday. Because I think that was a yeah. I was editing that Columbus Atlanta got to do better video on Tuesday when the All Star game is going, but I was paying attention. I knew the National League hopped to a 6-0 lead. Um, Matt Olson, I think Matt Olson had a good game. I didn't really pay attention, but I knew the National League hopped up to a 6-0 lead early on, and then the American League stormed back and tied it up 6-6 in the bottom at the end of the ninth. And then they had like a home run hit off to determine the winner. I feel like Kyle Schwarber won it for the National League. Now, me personally, I'm not one of these type of people that's like, oh, I'm pro National League, pro. I just want a good All Star game. Just like with the Pro Bowl, when the Pro Bowl was the Pro Bowl, I look forward to a good Pro Bowl. I wasn't like go LCB. I don't have a interest when it comes to All Star games and Pro Bowls, unless like, or in this case, like let's a Braves player or a Florida player. It's like I had Matt Olson, I had Pete Alonso. He said I was rooting for those guys, in the All Star game. Matt Olson because of the Braves and Pete Alonso because of the Gators. So I was really glad to see them do something. So, and I forget the guy's name. It's Cam something from the Seattle Mariners. He won the and it's a simple last name too. He won the home run derby on Monday night. So big ups to him. You know, I don't think any Braves players participated, so I didn't really give a shit like that. So, but I always look forward to the home run derby. Like I look forward to the festivities. Like when like was in when it's MLB, I look forward to the home run derby when it's even though the rules have kind of changed a little bit, but it's still got that home run derby feeling from when I remember when I was a kid. Also, when the NBA comes around, NBA All Star Weekend comes around. I look forward to the 3-point shootout. I always been a 3-point shootout fan. I kind of grew out of the slam dunk competition because slam dunk competition, whatever. It is what it is. But with that, I, but like 3 point, it's like it's gonna be original every year. And I used to like the skills competition with the NFL, but I think they kind of got rid of that during the Pro Bowl. But that's neither here or there. But yeah, but high school football should be returning in less than a month. Actually, I feel like about 4 weeks away. I've yet to look at Carver's schedule, but I feel like we got Hardaway first. I'm gonna somewhere down the line, probably this week, sometime this weekend, I'm gonna post. Maybe tomorrow morning, I'll just take a screenshot of Carver's schedule, and then I'll post it in the community tab so you can look. What so you can see what Carver has on deck this year. Obviously, they will be playing Spencer on 22nd. It has to be. Yep, it has to be. I will be going to that game only for vlogging purposes because I don't think I've vlogged because I never vlogged the Carver Spencer games. I feel like I owe that to y'all because I owe that for y'all. Okay. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I thought something went down with Kashawn. I'm gonna have to check on him when I get to the exit. That was a little scary for a second. So I'm gonna check on that when I get to the interstate, see everything, make sure everything a-okay. Or maybe because I was just on that side, so I'm still gonna check though. Make sure everything a-okay. But yeah, I was talking about I'm gonna take a screenshot of Carver's schedule tomorrow morning. That's my plan. So I can really so you can see what's yeah, because I'm in Harris County. That's why. Let me speed up a little bit. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. My guess I gotta need to start talking about Carver's schedule because that might be bringing up the sound. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna try to do tomorrow morning because like I said, I got a really big day coming up tomorrow with parties and all that. So with that being said, I'm probably not gonna spend too much time in Lagrange. I might go up there for a second, kind of scope it out, and then come on back down the interstate. Maybe maybe make a visit to VW and Catala on the way, and then take my ass home and just kind of rest up, get ready for tomorrow. But I appreciate what's in so far. Yeah, but what have been said? Yeah, something like Carver Spencer. Now I think about it. Carver Spencer vlog. I'm gonna try to do that this year. That's the plan. My goal is to go to the game because I've never streamed the vlog the Carver Spencer game. I've been to 12 of them in the past. I went like 11 years straight from 2003 to 2013. But at that time frame, I was not vlogging a Carver Spencer game. Man, I wasn't vlogging high school football games. I didn't start vlogging them until like 2016. And then I went to another one in 2023. That was the game that I had the shootings and all that. I was just really getting my feet wet into really vlogging high school football games. Because I think I just went to the Carver Hardaway game. I vlogged a little bit there. I think before that I went to the Central game. No, that was 22. That was 22. But yeah, so I started to get my feet wet with the vlogging. So it went like I was really vlogging like I am now. And also, let me go ahead and say this. Rest in peace to BVD, Big Ball Daddy. He is my inspiration for his high school football vlogs. I said this once, and I said it again. I'll say it again. I said it once. I said it again, and I will say it again. Without BVD, I don't vlog high school football games. I probably do, but I probably don't really get the itch to really vlog it like that if it wasn't for him. Because I remember watching his Greenville Green Devils vlogs at about 19 years ago, and just seeing how much joy that Greenville gives him. And then at that same time, it's like when I started really watch, I mean then it hit me. It's like BBD is not the only person who watches high school football. So I wound up doing the video when Carver was playing Buford or somebody like that. It was like a playoff game, and then like I think from 2020, I'll say 2023. That's when I really started to vlog high school football games, and I've done bits and pieces between 16 and 22, but. With the exception of 2020, because I was COVID, so I didn't go to any high school football games that year, and I didn't go to that many in 2021 because I was working because of my previous job. So I was getting off at 9 o'clock. So by the time the games, by the time I got off, it was almost the games were almost over. So I really couldn't get y'all any vlogs like I wanted to. 2022 was somewhat the game changer in a way because I started going more games. I think that's when I really started. I think that's when I vlogged my first, really vlogged the Central game. Then we just kind of took off from there. So yeah, when I go to high school football games, I think of BBD. And, knowing that I go to games too, and you know, and I started, that really made me pick up the camera and start vlogging. I'm gonna try to go as many Carver games as I can this year. Try to influence the Kendrick games. I'm gonna try to go to an out of town game. I'm trying to do all that this year. You know, in, in his honor. You know, I did float around the idea of maybe going to Greenville for a Greenville Green Devils game. That's still in the that's still in the works. I haven't really thought much of it last couple months, but I'm rephrase. I wouldn't say it's still in the works. That's still not out of the question. I still might happen. I'll keep y'all updated as far as that, whether I make it to Greenville or not. It would be nice. Cause I can hear BVD now. He'd be like, "Hey Fizz, yes, go to the Greenville game, man. Do it for me. I inspired you to watch the vlog high school football games. Do that for me." So that's still a possibility this year. If not, then hopefully maybe next year. That's the plan. Now, other than that, as far as like any festivals or anything, um, may have to wait till September to really get some. May have to wait September to really get some vlogs and stuff like some non high school football vlogs. I think the next thing that may be up in line as of right now would be the fall concert series. Now, if I anything going down elsewhere, I'll keep y'all updated. Um, Because I don't want to, because I don't know what's going down yet. I haven't seen anything as far as like any other place, but that don't mean nothing gonna happen though. You know, I try to keep my eyes ears open as well. Now, while we on this talk about football, and I'm gonna try to make this quick because I am crossing the county line between Harris and Truth, so I don't got far to get to LaGrange. And normally I would have took 219 back at exit 30, the Hopeville Church Road. The reason why I didn't because I want to make sure I'm able to. I make sure that I'm able to the stream without my without my audio without breaking up. Apparently that didn't work. That didn't work. Usually when I get on the interstate, that's when it acts up. But yeah, I feel like it's gonna be it's. No, I don't feel like it. I'm gonna say it's gonna be an exciting year for me this fall. You know, I anticipate the Broncos to be really good, really good. I anticipate the Florida Gators to be really good. I know some people gonna have their doubts about the Gators, and rightfully so, man. Like obviously, the schedule this year is almost the same as last year. You know, we get the same SEC teams. The only difference is we flip the home and away. So instead of going to Austin and Starkville and Knoxville, I feel like the other SEC games, Kentucky, LSU, Aggie Land, and Ole Miss. Yeah, we got them at home last year. This year, Florida's going to the Grove. They're going to Aggie Land. They're going to Kroger Field, Kentucky Derby Country, obviously Death Valley, and then they get Texas. Then they get Texas, Mississippi State, and Tennessee at home. Obviously, the Georgia game is always going to be in Jacksonville until further notice. I feel like I heard something about that game going to Atlanta one year, though. I'm not, don't quote me on it, but I feel like they're trying to move it out of Jacksonville. Which, me personally, I don't give a shit. You know, once Florida whoops Georgia's ass, that's all I give a shit about. You know, now, how do I, and like with the schedule, like I said, it's going to be tough. There's no freebies for the most part, you know. Obviously, get my this year. I go down to South Florida. Speaking of Miami, that trick daddy. But yeah, we gotta go to South Florida this year. Play the Hurricanes. Obviously, get Florida State. That's annual. That's nothing new. So the only changes on our schedule this year, instead of playing Sanford and USF, not USF, UCF, we get USF and Long Island University. We were supposed to play. I think Florida was supposed to play FAMU the first week, or Bethune, one of those two HBCU schools, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was FAMU. And then somehow the game got dropped, and then Florida is going to be playing, and apparently Florida's going to be playing Long Island University instead that first week of the year. So Florida should start 2-0, and then they go. Hopefully they definitely use the Long Island game, the USF game for not only target practice but also like just for tune-up games. Just make sure that any and I'm glad we get these two games to start off the year because like if there's any doubts about the team, these are the 2 weeks we need to figure that shit out. Like any tweaks that need to be fixed, those are the 2 weeks we need to figure that shit out. Because like right after LIU, I mean, not LIU, right after USF, I think USF is a home game too. I believe we got a home and home with them. I believe we got a home and home. No, we got a home. No, I think they got kind of the swamp. I know Florida just recently had a home and home with USF. Like 2021, Florida went to Tampa and played USF. Then the following year, USF came to the swamp. I feel like this game is in the swamp this year. But nonetheless, need to take advantage of these first 2 games. Do any tweaking that needs to be done because after that, straight to Death Valley, LSU. And this is gonna be awkward because I'm not used to Florida playing LSU in September. Ever since I've been watching college football, Florida's usually plays LSU around mid-season. It's natural for me to see Florida play LSU around mid-season. I know your last 2 years. The last 2 years, Florida played LSU in November, right after LSU played Alabama, because of like the scheduling conflicts. With Georgia, not Georgia, with Auburn. Not want to play Georgia and Alabama back to back twice in the last 3 weeks of the season, and I feel like it just kind of flipped everything around. So like a lot of teams in the SEC have suffered because of this. You know, so yeah, it's gonna be really awkward seeing LSU in September, but it's gonna happen this year. They get they like I said, they get hurricanes after that down in Miami. So Florida's gonna be battle tested this early in the year, like in the first twice in the first 4 weeks, and then then the bye week, and then Texas comes in to the Swarm to start of October. So if Florida is not as good as advertised, they're going to start 2-3. It's just no ifs ands or buts around it. Florida will start 2-3 if they're not up on their shit to start the year. That's why they better not take. They better take. They better really focus hard on. Don't fuck around with those two. You need tweaking. You need to go ahead and fix that shit right then. And then we got Texas A&M around mid-season. Got to go to College Station to play them. And then I think we get Mississippi State right before. Yeah, we get Mississippi State. Where's the Georgia get Mississippi State? I feel like no. Do we get no? Oh, we do get. Yeah, Florida does get Mississippi State around mid-season right after the Aggie game. And then it's a bye week. And then Georgia comes. Obviously, the cocktail party in Jacksonville. And then we go to Lexington in November, which is going to be November is definitely odd. It's gonna be odd for Florida. Not the Ole Miss part. We get them late in the year too. But yeah, get Kentucky in November and Tennessee. Get Kentucky. Like you gotta go to Lexington in November. That's gonna be odd. 'Cause I'm not used to that. And then we get Tennessee like the second to last week of the year. It's Tennessee second to last week of the year down in the swamp. Now, so I'm not concerned about the Vols there. It's when it seems like nowadays when that's when it's like, okay, we really gotta buckle down. Can we go out there and do it? We almost did last year, but it fell apart in the end, and that was that. And then Florida State at the end of the year. Florida State, I don't think Florida State's gonna be good. Obviously they can't be worse than they were last year, can they? But I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think they're gonna make any. I don't think they're gonna make any significant threat to the Gators, let alone by the end of the year. And, but this with Florida over, and then the Broncos looking to turn into a serious contender. I'm excited for football this year. I'm already in football mode. This is rare because usually I don't get in football mode to August. We're mid July and I'm already in football mode. I'm ready for some football. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't ready for some football. Jerry Spitty, it's good. Appreciate you for tuning in. He says, "Were you happy Florida won the basketball title?" Yeah, yeah. It was a good year. It was a good year for Gators basketball. It was a close game though. Way back and forth. Houston battled. They did. But they managed, Florida managed to get it done. So, if somebody asked me, somebody thought it was gonna be in Gainesville, for the parade. I don't be nah. I think it was during the week, so I obviously had to work, so that wasn't gonna happen. But yeah, I'm excited about Lagway. He's going, I'm excited about this offense. To me, it's about what the defense is gonna do. Like in the defense, I don't know if the defense is gonna be good or bad. It's hopefully they would take the next step. But for me, it's like, can the defense really step up to the? I mean, like, can the defense, even if the defense isn't good, can at least do enough to persevere and win? That way, Lagway and company don't have to be in fear of constantly don't feel the need to constantly score 40 or 50 some odd points just to win a fucking ball game. That's what I'm just hoping for. That's what I'm hoping. Just can we play as a cohesive unit? If we play as a cohesive unit, Florida's gonna have a chance in every game. Every game, because like you look at college football players, you look at these opponents this year for the Gators. Obviously, LSU's gonna be up there. They're going they probably win like 8 or 9 games. I don't think they're gonna beat that. Obviously, they're not gonna be too like early 2000 teens mode, but they're gonna be good. Miami, I don't think they probably took a step back, but they're not gonna take a significant step back. No, they're still gonna be good. Oh, and then Texas, that's gonna be a tough matchup. I would not pencil that as a guaranteed win. Texas is gonna be really good, and we're gonna know a lot about Texas before they come to this one. They do got to go to Columbus, Ohio, to play the Buckeyes the first week of the year, the defending national champions. So we're gonna get a clear synopsis right off the bat on what to expect for Texas. Like what type of team they're gonna have. Obviously, obviously the next 3 games are gonna be like smaller schools. So even if they do lose to Texas, even if they do lose Ohio State, I do expect Texas to at least be 3-1 at worst when they come to this one. I don't think they're gonna. If they could be undefeated. I don't know, but that's gonna be a tough matchup. They whooped our ass. They whooped Florida's ass bad last year, like 49-17. Now I don't think like even if Texas wins this year, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I don't think it's gonna be bad. I think I think it'll probably be a closer game this year, and Florida will find it'll be a closer game, even if Florida does lose. But we'll see what happens. That should be an interesting game. Aguilan, that game is tricky. It's like we could beat like Florida could beat them in College Station. They still gonna have trouble beating them in Gainesville, And then they had like, but thankfully this game is in College Station. I think Florida can go in there and beat them again. You know, I don't know how Texas A&M schedule is gonna look beforehand. So before Florida, so I can't tell you who they got coming up. Man, like obviously they should be battle tested. I know they play like Auburn and obviously LSU. They're gonna play Auburn. Let's see. Do they play Vanderbilt? No, I don't think they play. I don't think they play Vanderbilt. They play South Carolina. That game can be really tricky too for them. And obviously they get Texas at the end of the year, which I don't think that's going to matter much. I think Texas is going to beat them again. But but yeah, Florida football should be exciting. And so you look at Georgia. Obviously, Georgia's going to be up there again. Forget the fact they went 11-3 and they flamed down an open round against Notre Dame. They're going to be really good. They're going to be extremely good. And obviously they got a big matchup early in the year too with Alabama. Alabama does have to come to Athens. You know, Georgia hasn't beaten Alabama in Athens since 2003. Mark Richt, and Alabama's been Georgia's kryptonite for a while now. But one thing about Georgia, one thing they got going for them is their home winning streak. They haven't lost at home since before COVID, so that's very fucking impressive. Like even though I despise the Georgia Bulldogs, I get credit where credit's due. And the fact that they have not lost a home game since 2019, that is very damn impressive. They're probably the only team this in the Power Five or the Power Four, however you perceive it nowadays. The only team that hasn't lost a home game. Credit. But the good news is we don't got to go to Athens. So yeah, neutral site. But nonetheless, Georgia's going to be up there again. Florida had potential to beat them last year. They did. But but y'all know how I get down. Next man up. Aiden Warner was not the guy. He couldn't keep. He didn't have the juice. And Georgia made adjustments too, though. So I mean, not take that away from Georgia. They made adjustments. Also, I guess having DJ Lagway at the game really helped them out. Georgia wound up being forward by 2 touchdowns. I think one of them was basically gift wrapped to him towards the end of the game, but nonetheless, give credit where credit's due for Texas. Not Texas, Georgia. But yeah, they will be battle tested playing Alabama. Um, the Auburn game could be really tricky for Georgia because they do got to go to Jordan Hare, and last time they played at Jordan Hare, Auburn gave Georgia all they can, and damn near had a chance, potential to pull off the upset. So, just saying, I'm just saying, you never know. Now, what is good, Todd? Ted Matrix TC. Yeah, I know you are now, TC. Yeah, it took me a minute, but I know. Yeah, I gotta go back to that. Speaking of TC, I gotta go back to that last stream. That one stream I did when I was downtown, because he wanted me to try some spot in Union City. Which maybe next time I do go to Atlanta, maybe I'll make a if it's like if they're not closed, maybe I'll make a pit stop there and go see what the business is with this spot. I'm gonna look it up, or you can tell me in the comments. It don't matter. But I'm not ready to end this soon. But let me go talk to Broncos right. Yeah, I'll talk about the Broncos real brief. I'll probably just make another video about the Broncos. Like I'm very excited about 2025 rendition of the Broncos. And look, I would. Oh shit, I got it right away. What the fuck I'm doing? I don't drive on the range often, so that shows right there. But yeah, what I was saying, yeah, back to the Broncos. I'm gonna make this real quick because I'm getting close to my destination. I probably will talk more about this. I may do another crib, or I may just do a vlog, a long video. I'll talk more about the Broncos. Um, Look, I made some remarks during the draft. Like I was not happy that the Broncos did not draft the running back in the first round. They traded out whatnot. But you know what though? They eventually did get a running back. And I'm not even mad about the pick we did in the first. I mean, the first pick. Janae Barron from Texas. This this dude was like an All American, son of Walter Payton. He won some type of award. This defense is gonna be fucking deadly. Our secondary is gonna be fucking deadly. Y'all. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. Sale told y'all this defense is gonna eat this year. They are going to motherfucking grub. And you know, we don't need Justin Simmons. We got Janae Barron. It did get a running back eventually. We got Harvey out of UCF. I could have put right there, but shit, that was too tight. But yeah, we got Harvey out of UCF. And the draft was. We got Crawshaw for, so I'm excited about that. I'm always excited when the Broncos draft the Gator. And Crawshaw's a pretty good punter. No, I can't put right there. I could, but it's a little too tight. But yeah, yeah. It's this. The fact that the Broncos made the playoffs for the first time in about 9 years. They got their ass handed to them by the Bills. But I wasn't really happy with the results. But nonetheless, it shows where. Hold on, let me read this comment real quick. Torino says, "Bro, Slitter, I typed your name in the search box, and the first thing about those hilarious songs of you." No comment. But yeah, but yeah, but yeah, it shows where the Broncos are heading. Like I feel like we're heading in the right direction finally, and and I'm excited about next season. I feel like this upcoming season. I feel like we're gonna do big things this season. But yeah, I'm already here, so Matter of fact, I probably will do a little crib sometime tomorrow, or maybe I'll do a I probably will do a not a crib, but I probably would do like a vlog tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do I'm gonna try to do something this weekend, maybe tomorrow or something. Maybe it's probably tomorrow. You know, if I, especially if I go to Atlanta, then I have more time to talk about the Broncos and really touch bases on them. But I gotta end this vlog right now because time's ticking. Tarina says, "Hey, please don't call me Fizz." But yes, I am aware about. I don't want me. I am aware about the Slitter's Weird Adventures type of videos, which is what you referred to. I know I was in one of them. I was only in one though. But nonetheless, let me go ahead and end this vlog. Let me go ahead and end this little crib. So we'll try to talk again tomorrow. If I don't go to Atlanta, I'll still find a way to talk to y'all because like even if I don't go to Atlanta, I'll probably have a break in between, maybe for like an hour, and we can really talk about the Broncos a little bit. You know, maybe I'll have Sel come up here if he's watching, or you know, I know Sniper will probably chime in. He'll put his 2 cents. You know, but anyways, y'all have a good weekend. Wait, rephrase that. Y'all have a good Friday. Let's get this weekend started. Holla at y'all later.